Hi everyone, Mr. Saunders here again, ready for lesson 2. Hope you enjoyed our last lesson. And last lesson, if you can remember, we looked at place value for 2-digit numbers, didn't we? We looked at tens and ones and how to represent 2-digit numbers. And today we're going to look at 3-digit numbers, and specifically what is 100, because in 3-digit numbers we have hundreds, tens and ones. So today we're going to look what actually is 100 and how do we make 100 out of tens and how do we make 100 out of ones. So what are we going to need for today's lesson? We're going to need something to write with and something to write on. So again, if you haven't got those things, go and get them now. It could be a pen, a pencil, whiteboard, whiteboard pen, and then whatever you want to write on, up to you. So if you need to go and get them now. But if you've got them, then we can get going. So to start with today, I thought we'd play a game of countdown. Now, some of you might have played this before. I've given you these numbers over here, the number 2, the number 5, 10, 3, another 10, and the number 4. And I'm going to give you a total that I need you to try and make using just these numbers down here. And you can only use the numbers once. So once you've used them, you can't use it again. But you can add the numbers. You can subtract the numbers, so take away. You can multiply and times the numbers, and you can divide the numbers. And you could do a bit of adding and a bit of taking away. You can mix together. So I'm going to give you about 30 seconds, maybe a bit longer, to see if you can work out a way of making these totals. Now, if you find one way in the time, see if you can find another way. So here's the first one, 25. So using just these numbers, you don't have to use all of them, but you can only use them once. If you want to use the number, you can only use it once. How could you make the number 25 using just these numbers? Have a go. Okay, I'm going to have a go as well. I'm going to think in my head. I might want to make some notes down on some paper. Okay, so I'm going to try and make 25 using these numbers. So am I going to add? Do a bit of adding. Okay, remember, if you find one way, have a go at seeing if you can find a different way. Okay. Oh, I think I've got one way. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find another way. It's quite tricky, isn't it? Fantastic. I think I've got another way now. Fantastic. Remember, if you want to pause the video and have a go and then click play, you can. My way, I did 10, add 10, which is 20, and then I added another 5. 20, add 5 is 25. Managed to get to 25. My other way was a bit different. I did 4 times 5, 4 lots of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I added the 2, which is 22, and then I added the 3, which is 25. So I found a different way as well. I wonder if you found the same ways as me, or if you found your own way as well. Well done. Okay, different total then this time. We're going to try and make now the number 32. Okay, have a go using the same numbers again. You can only use them once, but you don't have to use all of them. Remember, if you find one way, have a go at finding a different way. Okay, so we'll make 32 this time. Okay. Ooh, okay, I think I've got one way. I'm going to look again though. I'm going to check it as well, actually. Okay. You can add, take away, multiply and divide. Okay, remember, if you want to pause the video to give you a bit longer, that's fine. If not, if you've already found a way, let's see if it's the same way as me. I did 3 times 10, 3 lots of 10, 10, 20, 30, and then I added the 2. 30 add 2, 32. Fantastic. I also found another way. I did the 5 times 4, 4 times 5 that we did before, which was 20, add 10, 20 add 10, 30, and then added the 2 again to get to 30. So I found 2 ways again. Again, I wonder if you found the same ways as me, or if you managed to find a different way. Fantastic. Hopefully our brains are nice and warm now. Okay, so what are we learning about today? Like I said, we're going to be looking at 3-digit numbers, and we're going to be using hundreds, tens, and ones. And specifically today, we're going to look at what actually is 100. And obviously, we're going to need to know how to read and to write numbers up to 1,000, because we're going to be looking at 3-digit numbers. So we're going to look at 3-digit numbers using hundreds, tens, and ones. Fantastic. So let's count in tens first. So here I've got 10. If I add another 10, I get 20. Another 10, 30. Another one, what's the next? What will come next? 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. What will come next, though? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. I've got 90, 9 tens, no ones. If I added one more 10, I'd get to 100. You're absolutely right. 10 lots of 10 equals 100. And 100 is a 3-digit number, isn't it? Because it's got the digit 1, the digit 0, and the digit 0. So 10 lots of 10 is 100. So we've counted in tens. We can also count on tens on a number line, can't we? Let's have a go here. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And what would come next if we count another 10? 100. You're absolutely right. So we can count up in tens, but we can also count down in tens. So let's start with 100. Ready? 100. We're going to get back in tens. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and 0. And you can see in these numbers, the ones are staying the same. There's always 0 in the ones, but the amount of tens, 9 tens, 8 tens, 7 tens, 6 tens, is going down if we count down, or it goes up if we count up in tens. Fantastic. So we can also count in tens on a number line as well as using deans, can't we? Now, how many tens are there in 100 then? And we found out earlier by counting in tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. If we counted 10 lots of 10, we would get to 100. And in our deans, we represent 100 like this, because it is 10 lots of 10 all stuck together. And it makes a square, because we've got 1 6 of 10, 2 6 of 10, 3 6 of 10, 4 6 of 10, 5 6 of 10, 6 6 of 10, 7 6 of 10, 8 6 of 10, 9 sticks of 10, 10 sticks of 10. So it's like putting all of these sticks of 10 all together to make one lot of 100. So there are 10 tens in 100. And also, if we look at this 100 here, if we break that down into ones, there would be 100 ones in 100, because if I counted them all, it'd take a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. If I counted all of those ones, I would get to 100. So in 100, there are 10 lots of 10 or 100 lots of 1. And we can count in 100s as well, a bit like we count in tens. So here I've got 100. If I add another 100, I get 200, 2 lots of 100. What do you think would come next then if I add another 100? So here I've got 100, 200, 300, 400. Can you count with me? 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. And I'm just adding 100 each time. And I'm representing my hundreds like this. 10 lots of a 10 make 100. 100 ones make 100 as well. And I can also do that on a number line as well. Let's have a look. 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Fantastic. So here you can see that my ones and my tens are staying the same. Now it's just my hundreds that are going up one. So how many tens are there in 40? So we know there are 10 tens in 100. Because these are some of the questions that you've got to do in your activity in a minute. So here I'm going to write the number 40 in my tens and ones, and I've made it out of deans as well, because I know 4 lots of 10, no ones. So quite easy. How many tens are there in 40? Look in either our tens column here or look at my Deans. How many 10s are there? Call out the answer if you've got it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you said 4, you're absolutely right, because here the digit 4 is in my 10s, so I know there are 4 10s. Or how many lots of 10 have I got here? 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40. So there are 4 10s in 40. So we'll look at this one then. How many hundreds are there in 300? Okay, I'm going to make the number 300. So here I've got 100, 200s, 300s. This is the number 300 because I've got 3 lots of 100. So how many hundreds are there in 300 then? Have a look. How many hundreds are there? Yeah, I've got 100 here. I've got 2 here. I've got 3 here. So I've got 3 hundreds in 300. Fantastic. Well done. Super. So this is activity number 1 today. I have got some number tracks for you, and these are exactly the same as counting up in a number line, but just in a grid instead. And each of the lines is a separate grid. Okay, so I need you to fill in the gaps on these number tracks. So let's have a go. So here I've got 100, 200. So I think the next one's going to be 300 in there. Then 400, 500, yeah, 600, 700, 800. Fantastic. There we go. So I have had a go at doing the first one. So see if you now can have a go at the others. So pause the video here, see if you can work out what numbers I'm missing. Be careful, because I might not always be counting up in hundreds. I might be counting down in hundreds. So watch out really carefully. So pause the video now, have a go at these, and then click play, and we'll go through the answers together. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. Let's see how you've got on. So if I've got 300, what's 100 less than 300? Well, this is here. I've got 300s. Take one lot of 100 away. I'd be left with 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Fantastic. Well done. I wonder if you managed to get that one. Now, this one I can see is actually counting down, isn't it? Because here, 400, 300. I'm going to fill these in first. 400s, 300s. Take another 100 away. 200s, 100. Fantastic. And now I'm actually going to count this way, because that will make it easier. 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Fantastic. Well done. If you managed to get that one, that was the first one that was counting down, wasn't it? Okay. 200, 300. And now I'm counting in hundreds. 400. Let's just check it works. 500, 600, 700. Yeah, that's good. I'm on 200s. I get rid of 1. Oh, so it'd be 100, wouldn't it? What would come before that though? If I've got 100, I take 100 away. I'm left with 0, aren't I? I'm left with nothing. 0, 100, 200. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Okay, 900, 800. You spotted it. We're counting down in hundreds here. So 900, 800, 700, 600, 500, yeah, 400, 300, and 200. Well done. Fantastic. Good job, everybody. Let's have a look then at activity number 2 today. Here we go. So we have got some missing number, missing gaps to fill in. So there are something ones in 10. So how many ones are there in 10? Well, I know if I've got 10, how many ones have I got? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there are 10 ones in 10. Fantastic, got that one. So you need to read the rest of those for me, see if you can fill in those gaps. And then there's a true or false over here. If I count in hundreds from 0, all of the numbers will be even. And I want you to convince me whether that's true or whether that's false. So again, pause the video here, have a go at these, and then click play and we'll go through the answers all together. Excellent, well done everybody. Let's have a look at these ones then. So there are how many 10s in 30? Now 30, I'm going to write my 10s and 1s actually on top. I can see there are In my tens column, I've got the digit 3. So there are 3 tens in 30. I wonder if you got that one. 60 then has got 6 tens in it. There are how many tens in 100? Oh, now I'm going to count in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. There are 10 tens in 100. How many tens are there? How many hundreds are there in 700 then? Well, I'm going to count the hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. How many hundreds? 7. You're absolutely right. And I can look here because in my hundreds column, I've got the number, the digit 7. How many hundreds are there in 400? 4. How many hundreds in 900? 9. Fantastic. Right then, let's have a look at this then. True or false? If I count in 100s from 0, all of the numbers will be even. Now, I'm going to have a go at writing some of the numbers if I'm counting in 100s. And I'm not going to go all the way. I'm going to stop after this one, actually, 300. Now, even numbers. What is an even number? Now, even numbers are numbers that end in a 0, a 2, a 4, a 6, or an 8, aren't they? Now, the number 0 ends in a 0, so that's even. The number 100 ends in a 0, that's even. 200 ends in a 0, that's even. 300 ends in a 0, that's even. So all the multiples of 100, if I count in 100s, all of the ones is a 0, isn't it? In the ones column, there's always a 0. So this one is true because all of the multiples of 100 end in a 0, and if numbers end in a 0, they are even. So well done if you managed to get that as well. Fantastic. Super. Right then, what have we learned today then? Let's see if we can check. So how many ones are in 100? How many ones in 100? Fantastic. If you said 100, you're absolutely right. How many tens in 100? Counting tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many tens? 10 tens. So 100 ones in 100 and 10 tens in 100. Fantastic. Well done. That's the end of lesson 2. Well done for working so hard today, guys. Again, excellent learning, excellent resilience, excellent problem solving, and I'll see you next time for lesson number 3. Bye.